that I've said in my cell that you cannot count all the tears that I've dropped in this year.
So he probably couldn't count all the tears, Darrell. What's going on, everyone? This is Christian Duke. You're watching Everything Else Channel on YouTube, everythingelsechannel.com. If at any point in time you like this video, smash that like button. Please, guys, also be sure to subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. There's a button down below here as well. It helps the channel out so much if you subscribe. And please, guys, if you have anything to say, leave a comment. All right, so the idea of Darrell Brooks Jr. crying in his cell is actually from another video that I did where he was talking about suffering and pain and all this and that. And I just made a point about how I thought that the crying during the sentencing was disingenuous, but I also thought that, you know, man, you got to be able to really be able to make yourself cry. You got to really be somebody that can, you know, just answer the stress or whatever. Because, you know, here he is like facing probably what's going to be a sentence that's going to determine the rest of his life. And he's able to cry on command, basically cry on cue. And I just think that that's just really like powerful in a sense, because not powerful, but it is powerful, but it's also really, it's powerful in the most negative sense, right? It's like, it's demented, it's evil, it's horrible, but he's able to do it. He's able to do it. And so I had said in that video, imagine like a basketball player, because, you know, to make the analogy, when I was in high school and junior high and even grade school, we played basketball. We used to practice, you know, and those of us that wanted to start or wanted to, you know, do well, we would practice till late at night, just like you see in the movies and all the sitcoms and all that, you know, shooting layups or outside shots or free throws, you know, till it got dark, till you couldn't see the rim anymore, you know, assuming you didn't have a lit court, which is quite a little luxury if you're, you know, without one. And I don't know. I just thought, you know, what if he was in his cell rehearsing, you know, for when he would have to cry on command, you know what I mean? And he would basically say, all right, tears, we got to start falling. We got to make this happen. We got to, like, same thing. Like when he stood up a couple times, he let the chains of the handcuffs kind of like hit the table and kind of drag there a little bit. I don't know if you guys actually heard that audibly, but that was also, I think, part of him trying to, I don't know, like just make the case that he was, like, you know, chained up, or make the case that he was, you know, I don't know. I feel that all of these little things were rehearsed, and maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Maybe I'm not, but you got to wonder to yourself, you know, he was in that pod by himself, I believe, for a long period of time, each and every day, long periods of time, actually. So, you know, what was he thinking about? I mean, and we also know from like the kinds of questions that he asked, especially from the questions that he had to ask when situations changed, because I believe that he was reading a lot of the questions that were prepared by the prosecutor, not the prosecutors, by the public defenders. And so when the prosecutors would ask something that was like a one-up on that question that he had an answer for, he had to kind of, like, you know, off the cuff, come up with, you know, something to respond or something to ask back or object to. And it's there that I felt that he really did not do much of his homework. Now, I understand his point, you know, that he had a very short amount of time to go over boxes of materials, but I just didn't feel like he really was working on that, you know. I think he was probably spending more time on the sovereign citizen junk and trying to get himself to cry and trying to think of, with what he had, what could he do? And I really feel that him, like, kind of like just very, very subtly bouncing the chains and kind of like, you know, kind of like dragging him around the table while he spoke. I think that this is a guy that really probably, you know, utilized a lot more resources than we think, and was probably playing all sorts of psychological games with various members of the court, from prosecution team to the judge, maybe the jury, definitely the court workers and the bailiffs. And he said this many times, that he knew that this was all over social media. So to a certain extent, you know, I think he was also messing with the people watching this on TV and on the internet. This is a guy that, again, I don't want to say is a genius or anything like that, but had a lot of free time on his hands and was about as evil as they come. I mean, this guy, what he did was horrible. It was heinous. It was reprehensible, and at the same time had the audacity to be combative in court and re-traumatize the victims for what reason I don't know, and just be rude and nasty to the judge and the prosecutors and the bailiffs and just everybody. And again, I don't understand why. I don't get it. I don't get the why. And I don't understand how somebody could have so much evil. Because again, we didn't see... I just got another text message. We didn't see what he saw, what the folks in the courtroom saw. I mean, they saw everything on video. They heard everything. And to still be so evil and toxic and non-cooperative and threatening is just something that we're not familiar with. We're not used to that. I mean, we look at this woman that starved her child, horrible woman. But even, she was like, you could see on some level, was disgusted with herself. We never saw that out of Darrell Brooks Jr. We never saw that out of him. But we saw a lot of toxicity. We saw a lot of this arrogance. And to me, it's just one of those things that I just will never understand. I will not understand. So, I mean, given everything that he did, the lives that he took, the lives that he changed negatively forever, the fact that he terrorized the community, that he would even have just it's not even audacity, just that he would have like the shamelessness to begin to whine about the number of tears that he shed is really kind of par for the course with this guy. I mean, again, it's not like let's beat on him, it's not like let's pile on him. It's just, that's not what these videos are about. But I just feel like, how do you, I mean, it doesn't, I don't understand it. I have trouble understanding it. I have trouble, I don't get the end game. I don't get the why. I don't understand what was going through his mind. I mean, to say that out loud, you don't know how many tears, and he didn't even say it like that. That's the other thing. He didn't say it like that. He wasn't angry. He was actually sad. He was actually sad. Like he was the one that was frustrated. Like he was the one that needed the release. Like making himself the victim. It's the arrogance and the narcissism of making himself the center of everything. And then on top of that, it's just this victim mentality, where even though people that he questioned saw him come at them or saw him take their loved ones away, but yet here he is in the same courtroom, in the same action, talking about the number of tears that he shed and how nobody knows that. I mean, what did he want people to do? Like, come in, it's going to be okay. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. What did it seem like to you?